This is a $300 air fryer, and this is a $30 air fryer. But which one is actually better? After testing over 20 air fryer models, I know exactly how we can find out. We'll compare the three things that matter most: taste, cooking speed, and build quality. But an important disclaimer before we start. This video isn't sponsored by either brand. You're getting a completely honest review. First up, frozen fries. Does spending more actually get you crispier results? Let's get our $30 air fryer loaded up first, and noticeably it is very small. I mean, my full hand is larger than the size of this container, which means we can't fit too many fries, but I'm gonna try and make a little even layer in there of a handful of fries. And then our $300 air fryer has a significantly bigger tray here, but I'm still gonna keep just one layer of fries through the whole thing so that we can keep them as crispy as possible throughout all of them. And get that loaded up into here. And even on the first setup here, I can feel the build quality of the $30 one feeling a little bit shaky, like it could break pretty easily. Just pushing it in here, you kind of have to give it a little bit of extra push at the end there to click it in place, and pulling it out, you kind of have to pull pretty hard even to get it started, and it just feels a bit wobbly. Compared to our $300 one, feels pretty solid with not a lot of room to wiggle things around. But now let's get them both started and see what the results look like. So to control this one, you click the power button on the top, use this to set your temperature. I'm actually going with 360, and then use this to set your time. We're gonna put it at about 15 minutes. And the screen here is super dim. It's coming through dim on camera, but even dimmer on real life. And also, as you're seeing, as I'm touching this, fingerprints are just going everywhere on the screen here. But anyways, let's get it started. And for our $300 one, it's got buttons as a control panel, so you just click the power button, switch it between the modes that you want. I'm just gonna go with our regular air fry mode, set the temperature by spinning this dial, and set the time. We'll put it at 15 minutes also. Click this button to start it. It even has a light you can turn on so you can see a little better inside there. That's with the light off and with it on. And I'll update you guys as these cook. It's about 7 to 8 minutes in. Let's take a quick look and see how they're comparing so far. First up, our $30 air fryer. And okay, we're getting a little bit of color. Definitely not a lot happening so far. They definitely need a lot more time. Give it a quick shake though, so to help them out, and put them back in. And one thing I noticed is that as I pulled that out to shake the basket halfway, or just to even look at the results, it actually stopped our cook entirely, so I have to reset it up. But now taking a look at our $300 air fryer fries, I'd say there's a little bit more color on those, just a slight amount more golden, but also definitely needs more time. So let's get that back in and continue cooking. As these are running, the other thing I noticed is that the $30 air fryer is actually incredibly quiet. You can barely hear it at all. The $300 one is pretty loud. It's about as loud as like a blow dryer on its low setting, or maybe like a really quiet vacuum. So it's not super loud, but it's noticeable. So once the fries are done cooking, I'll show you the final results. It's now 15 minutes after we started cooking them. Let's take a look at the results and see if there's any difference. Starting with our $30 French fries. And those feel like they need a bit more time. I mean, they're a little bit golden on some edges, but if you take a look in the middle, I'd say these parts still look like they would need a little bit more cooking, and especially if you break it apart, it doesn't feel crispy at all to me. Compared to our $300 French fries, these are a little bit more golden. They might need a few more minutes, but here is a direct side-by-side comparison with our $300 one in my right hand right here. You can see it's just a little bit more golden, a little more cooked than our cheaper ones. So visually there's a small difference, but I also want to see if I can taste the difference. So I'm gonna put on a hat to cover my eyes, and my wife is gonna hand me one of the French fries at a time to see if I can taste the difference. Starting with the first one. It tastes pretty good. It's soft in the middle, with the edges having just a little bit of a crisp. Now let's try the other one. Those edges felt just a little bit crispier. The middle was definitely still soft, although I feel like it had just a little bit more bite to it. I'm gonna guess the second one was the $300 air fryer. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, all right. I mean, side by side, there was almost no difference between the two taste-wise for me. So without a huge difference between the fries there, we need to level it up and make it a little bit more difficult. So next up, let's cook chicken thighs. I have one chicken thigh prepared in each of the air fry containers, just lightly seasoned. Let's get them both in. Now, one minor weird thing I've noticed with the $30 air fryer is that even with it off, when you push in the basket for the first time, it kind of turns on for a second, as you can hear. It almost wants to like start on its own before it remembers that the user should be the one starting it, not just plugging in the basket. I'm gonna do the chicken thighs for 25 minutes at about 400 degrees. Let's get them both started up and we'll check on the progress along the way. We're just over 10 minutes into cooking. Let's take a quick look and see if there's any difference so far. First up, our $30 chicken thighs, and actually that's looking a bit golden brown on the top of the skin right there. And I'm also gonna do a temperature test on it. And the thickest part of our chicken thigh there is about 140 degrees right now, so it's actually getting there. And now for our $300 chicken thigh, significantly more golden brown. It's almost getting to the point of dark golden brown on parts of it here. And for the same temperature test, it's actually about 188 degrees in the thickest part of our thigh right there. So this one is actually fully ready, and honestly was ready probably about a minute or two ago. Now I'm gonna let the $30 one finish cooking until it gets up to 165 degrees, which I'm expecting will take another 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll let you guys know how much longer it took. It's now about 4 minutes after our $300 air fryer finished, and our $30 chicken thigh is now ready. It's at about 175 to 180-ish. The thermometer's a little bit all over the place, probably just because the chicken thigh is so thin, but I think it's safe to assume that the $300 air fryer was about 4 minutes faster. It was about 12 versus 16 minutes. But now let's do the same test, a blind taste test, to see if I can taste the difference on the chicken thighs. And by the way, here's the visual difference with the $300 chicken thigh right here and the $30 one right here. They look pretty similar to me, other than the fact that the $300 one does have this dark golden brown area, which the 31 did not really get. And this one looks a little lightly air fried in this kind of area on the cheaper one, whereas I don't really see any areas missed on the expensive one. Here is the first one for our blind taste test. Not a lot of crisp so far, good flavor, juicy, flavorful, a little bit crispy on the skin, definitely a noticeable amount. Now for our second one, that one was quite a bit less juicy. Now, I don't know if that's because I did overcook the $300 one a little bit, if it's even that one, but just based off the crispiness alone, I'm gonna say the first one was the $300 air thigh, and the second one was the $30 chicken thigh. With that being said, they were both pretty good. I just thought the first one was a little bit better. Did I get it right?
No.
Now you can actually see this kind of juiciness difference right here. This is the $30 one in this hand, and it is definitely dripping with juices on the inside versus our $300 one. It's a bit thicker and did lose some of its juices, probably from it being overcooked a little bit. I'm gonna try another bite of each and kind of the crispier spots from each of them, starting with our $300 one. Much crispier, much juicier. I'm eating this kind of in that golden brown spot we saw before. Definitely very good there. And now our $30 one. The same as our initial test, and maybe now I'm getting a little bit biased, but side by side, looking at them, choosing the crispiest spot on the $300 one versus the $30 one, I do think our $300 air fried chicken thigh tastes better now. So I think we can kind of take the blind and non-blind taste tests and even them out a little bit there. Our $300 air fryer was objectively about 25% faster, and the tastes were, I would say, close enough to kind of call them even. So I'm kind of surprised the $30 one isn't getting blown out of the water right now, but let's move on to test number 3. Most people don't bake in their air fryer, but I tend to. So let's see which one makes a better cookie. I prepared both of the containers with 2 chocolate chip cookies in them, and let's get them into the air fryer. And now our $300 air fryer does have a bake specific setting, so I'm gonna choose that, set it to 350 degrees, about 12 minutes. And our $30 air fryer is just running at air fry, its only setting, and we'll keep an eye on them as they bake. The cookies just finished cooking for 11 minutes, which is what the package instructions said, so I wanted to do the full instructions and then take a look at what the results looked like for this one. So let's dive in. Starting with our $30 cookies, and these actually might be overcooked. They're pretty soft to the touch, but the outsides of them are a very dark brown color. Compared to our $300 cookies, they are just a little bit lighter in color. I'd say like a light brown versus a dark brown. And here they are side by side, so you can see the color difference for sure. But which one tastes better and crispier? Well, let's blind taste test. First up, cookie number 1. It's pretty crispy on the outside, maybe slightly overcooked, and definitely overcooked on the inside. Compared to cookie number 2, also very crispy on the outside, maybe a little overcooked on the inside for this one also. I'm gonna compare them side by side. I mean, to be honest, there's not really much of a flavor difference. I feel like the first ones tasted just a little bit more burnt, which has me leaning towards saying those were the $30 air fry ones. So I guess that's my official guess. Correct?
No.
That means I've gone 0 for 3. So once again, overall, our taste test gave us the same result from both air fryers, which is honestly extremely shocking to me. So the conclusion of this one is pretty simple. Both air fryers were pretty much dead equal through all 3 tests. So if you're just looking for a cheap air fryer for your home, the $30 one is an excellent choice, especially at its price point. The downside of our cheaper air fryer is that it's very small compared to the $300 one. It's also not see-through, so to check on your food that's cooking, you have to pull open the drawer. And with our $300 one, we can actually take the containers and throw on lids, then put them in the fridge or take them to go if you want to like bring your lunch with you. It also comes with 2 different size containers and much more. But yeah, overall, if you just need a small air fryer that works well and gets the job done, I can highly recommend this one. But if you want to see a full review on the $300 air fryer and everything that also makes it a bit more special, you should watch this video right here.